Hello, everybody. Oh, good, it's bugs. Okay. I'm gonna say, I just popped into the game here, and there's all sorts of sound effects going on. So, yeah, that's fun. I also forgot that I went to sleep in the new building, so all sorts of confusion coming in here. But Rumble Strip, Kaz, Ire, that's it. That's who's in the chat. Welcome. Welcome, everybody. And also, I see, I don't think Marcus is here yet, but I see that he figured out his membership deal, and he is a member again. So, thank you very much, Marcus Retaken. All right. When I first loaded in, I don't think the sound was on yet, but when I first loaded into the game, you could hear clanging noises, just like constant bong, gong, 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 you know, the usual clang. I don't know why you all know what the noise sounds like. So I'm going to go see what sort of crazy thing exploded while the game was loading up. Let's go out this way. So the goal today is going to be, the only subgrid on here is the miner, so let's just see if it's exploded. Nope. The goal today is going to be to oh, that's not good. Okay, hang on. I'll go inside while I talk. Okay. The goal today is going to be to start working on the hangar, and also to put some more defenses around the base. Yeah, DNA's not here. He's on the alien planet. I teleport back and forth. So it definitely wasn't he who exploded. I really should get some redeems going. I'm jealous of the people who have them, and I'm too lazy to set them up. So I should really do that kind of thing. Yeah, we don't need any food right now. So what we're going to do first is brave the weather out here and finish, because I had started running some pipes for additional... Oh, and there's radiation going on right now. This darn planet. Let's hide in the... Oh, that was weird. Oh. Something spawning in. Let's see, it's just the beacons. Oh, okay. Yeah. I completely lost my train of thought because of that. Yeah, I know. I feel like the redemptions, as much as they feel like cheap ways to get like engagement, you know, I am a very cheap date, and I love playing with all the redemptions on everybody else's streams. So I will make that my New Year's resolution to figure out how to do that I mean, I might just do it the exact same way everybody else is. So we'll see. So what I want to do here is kind of just go out and make... What do I have on me? Okay. Go out and make... Well, I've got... is that vodka? Oh, sweet. That means I don't have to go back inside for a bit. I'll figure out how to make that work before the end of the year. That'll be my... So I am off of work starting next Tuesday? I think that's right. So I'm going to... be working on making some updates to things. Let's see, let's do this. I mean, I don't mean to be, I'm not trying to be insulting about the redeems, because I do truly enjoy them. And I've always felt like they were, you know, it was like, it's, you know, people are too dumb to fall for this kind of engagement bait kind of thing, but no, I'm one of those dumb people. I love them. So, I never, I don't think I ever had, I don't have the ability to do quotes either. There's no bot here. Nightbot doesn't do that kind of thing. Just remember those quotes for later. And I should say, that's how I used to think of them. I don't think about them. I don't think of them like that anymore. I mean, that's why I never set them up to begin with, because I was like, it's just cheap engagement bait. But no, actually it is. It might be both. But either way, it's very fun, and I definitely will try and set them up at some point. So after I get... This is going to be a very, very bare bones kind of a platform. I'm not going to do any kind of designs for it or anything, but after I get all this going here, and maybe one on the other side, because the ship is doing a good job of defending that side, and so I just need a little bit more over here for the next time these guys come along. And then... Oh. Romu Military Enforcer. Okay, so that's what spawned in. I didn't realize that was a flying vehicle. Or something, but that's pretty far away over the horizon. And it's white, so I don't care. Yeah, you did have some very good quotes today. Yep. So what do I want to put here? Do I want to put a... You know, I put these gravel gatling, this gravel gatling mod in, thinking that that would be something I would really need to get started with some defenses, and then I did not use them. So do I want gatlings, or do I want... let's see, that's... Or do I want, like, auto cannons? By the way, you can't do that on large grid. You know what, I think I'm going to let the ship do the artillery. And I'm just going to do... these guys. Just do gatlings all over the place. That should be good. Hey, Toshiro. Welcome to the stream. I'm going to just let my radiation get all the way toward dangerous and then drink a vodka. Unless I go inside soon. Ooh, is that an unknown signal? Ooh, that's an... Oh, you know what? I got to get this thing going on the stone. Or not... not the stone. We're not talking about stone today. It was supposed to be doing gold. Gold. Why are my dampeners relative to the go-getter? Is it going to, like, take me flying when it takes off? Mr. Marcus, I saw today that your membership actually kicked back in again, so I take it you figured everything out with your YouTube account and everything, huh? Hey, Timmy Dean, welcome. You made it. Okay. What am I gotta do? Yeah, these are no good if we don't get stuff in them. Did I make... I made ammo, right? Last time, and did I just not make enough of it? Oh, look at this guy. Look at this jerk right here. Okay. You can have some of that right there. You, mister. You don't need all that. And let's, as long as I'm here, let's rename you to, let's get rid of the type 2. I don't need to know that. And rename you to that.
Meteors inbound.
Are you going to target meteors for me? Probably don't have to. But target enemies, stations, characters, ships, rockets, meteors. Yep, that looks good to me. That looks good. We'll just leave the default option for now. We'll figure it out later. All right, I need something on... Oh, some stones over here. Well, we might as well clean you up as long as I'm down here. Are those meteors coming in this way? Is that ice? What is this migration going on here? That looks like... Is this also? Or is that ice? No, it's all stone. Okay. No. We'll leave it alone for now. Alright, I'm going to do another turret off of this side. Come here. Where will we go? I might go out of right there. Yoink. Sorry, I'm catching up. A lot of stuff was said. Oh, okay. Everybody forgot Ire was here. Okay. I put all my stuff away and I didn't mean to do that. I need that back. And I need some interior plate. And I think I might set up that goat script pretty soon. Maybe I'll set that up in the hangar section. We need feet on this little middle section here. I probably shouldn't do this, but I'm gonna put off decorating the inside of this middle hab so that I can focus on getting the hangar done, because after I get the hangar done, I want to do some... Actually, where's the pipe going to come through from? After the hangar is done, I'm going to start designing a fighter so that I can start going after, like, that stronghold, and when other things come close to us, you know, I can proactively go and fight it. Yeah, I think that'll work right there. So we'll come out right there. You know, part of the reason I have kind of put off playing SE2 as much is because when I played it, I also really, really liked the building and the decorating and the grid system, and I'm mentally not prepared to give up SE1 yet, and I am afraid that I will not go back to SE2 if I do that. If I go to... I won't go back to this game if I go into SE2. That being said, I have scheduled an SE2 stream for Monday. So we will go back and I'll pick up... Oh, geez. I'll kind of pick up where I left off, except that I think I soft-locked myself the last time I played, so I'm probably going to have to go back and redo some things. And I'm going to try and do that off-stream ahead of time so that I start out roughly where I left off. But if you were there for the end of my last stream playing Space Engineers 2, I was doing a contract where... Oh, you guys would know this. Help me out here. Are there exactly enough contracts in the Verger sector to get to Chemic, or are there more? Because there's definitely a contract that I have soft-locked myself out of. And if there's another one that I could do, then I could just skip that one. What happened to my... There it is. I had a wrist rest for my arm on the mouse. It was gone. There's at least enough rumble strip. Does that imply that there's more than enough? Do I have a... Uh-oh. I'm still relative to the go-getter. This is bad news for me. We're going on a trip on my favorite rocket ship. No, we're not. We're gonna do that. Goodbye. Oh, no. Alright, let's go figure out where I can pull some parts from. Okay, so more contracts will be added, but not in time. So it didn't take long. I could probably speed through the first couple of contracts. You know, smash into the station in the safe zone a couple times, you know, to get it out of the way, and then we'll do that all off stream. Yeah. I really hope I'd set that miner up to get gold, because that is what I need. Is it raining now? That looks good. Everything green? No. Why are we not green? That's weird. Oh, you know, because there's nothing on the end here. This doesn't count as a junction. That's right. We just need to plop a actual thing on the end of this. Let's go get some stuff. Obliviara sector. Yeah, I was very... that's the clanging noise I was talking about. What could be clanging around here? It's not like one of these dudes, is it? No, they're definitely all dead. There's no subgrids on this thing except for like that thing. But anyway, yes, I heard that we were getting the new sector unlocked already. They're moving pretty fast with this stuff. I'm excited for it. Alright, let's get... Alright, you need... I'm just going to put 8 in each one, and... that'll be good. Okay, so we've got a little defense on this side. Little defense over here. I think we'll be good for a bit. We'll do another turret on further down as we go here. So what are we going to do? We need some sort of something to make this look like it's being held up. We could continue with the same sort of things like this, but I don't really want to feel like compelled to, like that it has to be the same thing. So I think I might just do some columns. Like these kind, maybe? Let's see. We do them right here. We got that there. Yeah, let's do that. I'll go do this on the other side. Come on. Alright. Alright. Who did the... There we go. Now is some spider gonna jump out and scare me? There we go.
Energy low.
Sad I didn't get to drink the vodka. Yeah, so we got into a bit of a heated discussion about stone and SE2 in a past stream. That's what Rumble Strip is referring to. So, as an ask for folks, you know, like I don't mind. I need to charge up. I don't mind talking about almost anything on this stream, but we do need to keep it civil, and we need to respect other opinions. But also, I am aside from all of that, I am officially banning discussion of whether or not we need to be able to mine stone in Space Engineers 2. It is off limits for discussion, but we could discuss anything else about Space Engineers 2. I don't care, as long as we keep it civil. So, yeah, why didn't Rev stream? I was all set to go. I had my potatoes ready to go. I've got an extra potato. I don't know what to do with it. I'm going to feel really bad if you tell me that he's, like, really sick or something. But... okay, well, that was That was pretty much all of that I wanted to accomplish. Let's get... So what I want to do for the hangar, and we've got all these, like, connections for the site here. So the hangar is going to be... Oh, that's even worse than being sick. He had work. Yeah. I want the hangar to be fairly large. I want it to be like a room that is pretty big, has some like big doors on it. Maybe like on the side we could have some of those gates, like the big gate doors, you know, the single block gates. We could have the roof open with the larger, what are they called? The gate, you know, like the the 3-section hangar doors. So I'm talking about these. We could put these on the sides. We could do the hangar doors on the top, maybe. So if we have like a fighter ship we want to go out, or something like that. I just want to have a place where I could stay indoors and like start building some vehicles. We could also have the floor like, I thought about this in case I want to do like a rover or something. We could have the floor be an elevator that goes down, or maybe we could just have a section on the side that's an elevator or something like that. That would probably be better. I don't know how many rovers I want to do on this low gravity moon, but I think we should try the idea of having some upward pointing thrusters, like to push the vehicle down toward the ground so that it doesn't go flying off in the gravity. I think that could be worth trying. And I'd want to still build it in that hangar. So I want it to be a fairly big, like, floor space. So I think what I'm going to do is just start mapping that out as a floor. And I'm going to have to go grab a bunch of steel plate. But... I have a ton of steel plate. That's good. I probably don't need that much. What is Airstream, Marcus? I don't know what your reference is. That was cool how we rated Digger Rock. How did you... Is that a new feature they just added? I was only ever familiar with that in Twitch. Did they just add that to YouTube, or is that something you get when you're you know, a big streamer, a big-time streamer like I am? That was a reference. Let's see. So this, I want to leave that open so I remember where it is. I might put a little hallway leading up to this door, just so I can get a little bit more space in between these two buildings. I guess I don't really need this thing here, but it also gives me an opportunity to like hide some blocks behind it and such. Although, actually maybe it doesn't, because that's kind of the roof. Yeah, so maybe we do fill that in a little bit. Oh, I see. It's in the... Oh, okay. I turned on a couple streams ago, I turned on the new feature where you can stream, you can simultaneously stream to your shorts. Hold on one second, let me rephrase that. You're not streaming into your like physical shorts that you're wearing. You know, the shorts section where you can basically stream in the vertical format. There's an option to you know, have it simultaneously do that where it shares the chat between both of them. And I turned that on, and I just love that I have no option to change which part of the screen it is. It's just a slice of the middle, so it's like, anybody who finds that, I'm hoping that they're just so annoyed by how bad the crop is that they come to the large video. That's all I can hope. But, okay, anyway, what was I doing here? I might extend this roof out a little bit, maybe, to kind of cover up some of the stuff, or maybe not. Let's see, so let's reinforce tube. Let's put this thing, let's do it sideways, I like that look better. And let's do that. And I actually don't know. I don't actually need this up here. I just happen to have that conveyor right there, and I just feel like I should do that. So let's get some corridor. And do I have corridor in here at all yet? I don't think so. Let's just do one of these for now. Yep. Alright. Then the rest of this I'm just gonna use this to try to like map out the where I want the floor to be. I'll fill that in at some point. So I want it to be, so it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now if I want to do the hangar on the roof, of course I fall down the only hole. I need it to be a... Is this thing so long that the curve of this moon is starting to affect the... Hang on a second. If I put that there and then go gravity aligned, okay, that still looks fine. I was gonna say this planet is pretty small, but it could already be starting to be affected by the curve of this tiny moon. I was watching one of Engineer Coffee's recent episodes, and where he was digging the his tram through the ground, and he was like, "Oh, it starts to come up out of the ground over here," and I'm like, "Yeah, your thing is so long, you're starting to be affected by the curve of the planet." These planets are all very small. So, we'll probably... I don't know at what point I want to start expanding horizontally, but I want this thing to be a bit bigger like this. Like, I want there to be a lot of interior space, because I want to be able to park things, and I also want to be able to build things. So it's not just going to be building or parking, it's both. Why not both? So I'm going to start with this. And I think I might have to retask the miner with getting iron again at some point, but I have to go and look and see. So how far... Like I said, I want this thing to go pretty far. Like, that's probably going to be big enough, I would think. Yup. Now then the real question is going to be, do I want to replace this with more of the floor blocks so that I could do like decals and stuff? Or do I want to keep it going with just steel plate? I mean, I guess I could guess I could figure that out later. So what am I intending to land in it? Whatever vehicles I build. That's the thing, and I want to make sure there's enough space for stuff. So enough space for me to be able to sit and build something. So it's going to have at least one section that's like tall enough where I could like plop down a rotor or something and have the vertical height to build. But also an area where we can park the things that are going to be built. And it would be nice to be able to park those things on the inside, because I always park things on the outside, so why not park things on the inside for once? Yeah. Floors are definitely going to be the most cost-effective in terms of steel, because they're basically interior walls. I might... How high off the ground are we? We're kind of high. I wonder if it would make sense to actually lower it one. Well, like we come in and then go down one. And then it's like if I do some sort of elevator, it doesn't have to go down nearly as far. Does that make sense? And then then some of these things don't have to be like, if I do anything on the wall here. You know what? I'm just going to cover this up. I don't think I need this, and anything I need I could just pipe in from here, and then we could maybe just cover this with something. I'm not going to build one small grid that large. I want to be able to have multiple small grid vehicles. That's the goal. I'm thinking if we do an elevator, it'll actually probably be like a separate room off to the side of this building where we would like drive into it and then lower down from there. And then that way we could have it be, let's see, would we want this room to even be airtight?
Energy low.
Ever? Because if we're going to be opening and closing gates all the time and hang it. Did you see that? Did you see that, that turret just, like, looked over at me and, you know, gave me that look like, oh, you're falling through the building again. Yeah, I think we're not... It'll probably end up being airtight, but I don't think I'm going to make it, like, airlocked. You know. Oh, God, seriously. I don't know if any of you saw, but not too long ago, I released a video talking about Space Engineers DLC, the deluxe edition specifically. And I don't know if I talked about it on stream at all, but it's a new thing I'm doing. It's probably going to take me a while to get through all of them, but my goal is to get through all of the DLC up to present day, and then eventually add on if they come out with more DLC, and kind of talk about is it worth it, you know. And part of this came from my discussions with Nitro and DNA about, you know, they were like, well, you know, I want to get some DLC, but I don't want to buy all of this stuff. Like, what's the good stuff? And, you know, that went to a discussion of like, well, what do you actually want to do with it? So this is why I'm not going to be recommending specific DLC to purchase, because it's going to depend on what you like to do. So, like, some of the ones they bought were very... detailer oriented. It was like a lot of the extra wall blocks and, you know, decorative things, because they wanted to be able to do more of the, you know, how they were building in the asteroid and it was all the same interior block everywhere because that was all they had. So you know, things like that. Not everybody is going to want detailer blocks. Some people are going to want other things. So I have no idea what the roof is supposed to look like here. I'm just kind of putting stuff down. I don't even know, but I'm kind of missing mirror mode at the moment. Now, do I want... I don't even know that I like this, kind of slant like that. So I think what we'll do is somewhere in the middle, we'll do some hangar doors looking up. Oh, I'm about to... Wait, am I? I'm at 71 and I'm not taking damage. 72. When do you start taking damage? Is it 75? I thought it was 70. It's 75. Okay. Time to drink the vodka. Let's hope this works. Oh, that's the good stuff right there. That's also the good stuff down there. Thank you. All right, we should probably go make another vodka for the next time that happens, but... All right. All right, so if we wanted to do like a side gate for flying vehicles out the side, how high would we have to get the... I mean, I don't know how many flying vehicles it would actually fit through there, but whatever, I can make that my own entrance and exit. So what if we put that there? Then we gotta make the ceiling come up that high. Maybe we won't do any of this stuff. Or this thing. Let's see. I'm just gonna keep on scaffolding out with these. You all know how I work at this point, where I, oh, it's raining again. Try to scaffold out the blocky shape and then carve it down. So, what I might do, actually, I'm going to leave this one here, but what I might do is put a, like a corner window there so that it's not like jutting into the room, you know? But we'll leave that there for now as the kind of the placeholder. So what would we do to connect those? Let's see. There is a block that fits here. Yes, there is. No, wait. Hold on. My brain's not braining for a second. It would need to look like... We need to look like this. There we go. Alright. So that kind of fills that together, and then we've got our height. Then, like I said, we'll probably put glass here instead. And we do the same thing here. I think that's right. Then... So I'm going to leave this side without any sort of like doors or anything, because we might... Maybe we'll do another building off of this side at some point if I want to do like a... I guess the only thing remaining would be like a... If I wanted to fully replace the ship, like some sort of a refinery room, basically. A production room. So, let's see. It's going to be a pretty cool room. It's just going to be really big and use up a lot of my iron, and I should probably figure out what that miner is up to. Alright. Yeah, I want the big gate. I could have done one of the smaller ones, but I feel like there's even less chance that a vehicle is going to pass through that. We could design a fighter that is capable of fitting through here, and that's probably a good idea, because it would have a smaller cross-section. You know, if I'm pointing at something, it's less likely to take damage, so probably a good idea. But then for the bigger things where I go crazy with the design and put it like, you know, here we're building our X-302s, you know, and it's got wings that it doesn't need to have, or whatever. That would be cool. I used to have a blueprint for an F-302 from Stargate. And I don't know where it went, and I would love to have that. It wasn't, I bet you it with newer blocks, I bet you it could be done even better than it. I should make the Raptor from Battlestar Galactica. Kaz, you should watch the Designated Survivor series because my Deinonychus shuttle is based on the Raptor from Battlestar Galactica. You see that? See how I didn't fall down there? And if you watch Stellar, if you go watch the old Stellar Garage episodes, you can watch me build it. Alright, let's just throw you in there. I gotta go through and rename all this stuff at some point. No, there we go. Okay. Where do we want? So I don't even know. So I think part of this room is that I don't know where I'm going to need to park stuff. I'm definitely going to need cargo access in here, and we're probably going to need various different connectors, but because I don't know what I would be building, I don't know where they're going to be, so we're going to just kind of leave the floor as it is. I'm probably going to replace this with floor. Maybe I'll weld up the outsides, the outer perimeter here, and then we'll replace the bottom with floor. Let's see. Then, yeah, so we'll figure out what we're building, and when we build something, then we'll figure out a place for it to dock, basically. It could be in the floor, it could be up against the wall. We'll be able to run conveyors to it. This will be since I don't have to worry about it decompressing and stuff, it should be okay. So I think I'm going to, just as a point of fact, I think we're going to go up one, and then don't take this as the final design, of course. All designs subject to change. But I'm thinking the roof is going to be about that high. And then I think I'm marking this out just so I could see, but I think we're going to take that out, and we're probably going to have our hangar opening somewhere around here. Maybe it should just be, because it's going to kind of have to be off-centered a little bit, so maybe I should make it off-centered a lot just so that it doesn't, so it looks intentional as opposed to, you know, like I had no choice but to make it off-centered because we have a 2.5 meter grid system. So yeah, I think maybe we'll do that. We'll put it like, because it would have to be, even if we, let's see, if we came off of there, then it'd be 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, and it would connect here. Yeah, I think we'll just do that. We'll have the opening be like right here. Parking can be back over this way. Or whatever, I don't know. We'll figure something out. I think I might do glass in the ceiling in the areas that don't have the hangar doors, so it'll kind of like mimic the same design on the other side. We're just going to have to bring, let's see how we're going to do this. So we're going to bring this over. Let's see, so if here's the set, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, and then here is where, along this line is where we'd have to attach our, if we wanted the hangar doors here. So 1, 2, 1, 2. No, they'd have to attach. Yeah, I think we'd put them along here. I just put a block somewhere. I didn't want to put one. It's not going to be this wide. It's going to be a section in the middle. So where did I just drop a thing? Okay. So somewhere along there is where we would put the base of the... We'd put the base of the hangar doors, one on here, and then one up against that row. Because it'd be base, door, 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 base. And then on the other side, we would follow the same pattern, almost, but with windows for fun. Now, you know, the Vulture bike would actually be pretty cool. Oh, yeah, that actually would be pretty cool. I don't know how well that would work in Space Engineers blocks, though. But that would be pretty cool. I honestly don't know how well any sort of like Protoss design would work in Space Engineers, but I do think a lot of the Terran designs could be good. I've seen people do siege tanks that actually transformed and stuff. That's pretty cool. All right. What do I want to do? I want to go inside. I want to put a thing there so that I don't fall through it anymore. This side. I want to see what this guy's up to. So he has just a bunch of stone in him. And he is 4.2% done with the job. So, okay. How much iron do we have? Oh, we have tons of iron. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, that's good to know. And let's see. So we got a little bit of uranium, we got plenty of cobalt, tons of magnesium. We got a little bit of silver, a little bit of platinum. I mean, I think we're looking really good on... We have one artillery shell, so we better make it count. Plenty of ice. I don't think Zerg designs are going to be happening, Marcus. I am sorry to tell you. Oh, I've definitely seen Terran battleships, and I've seen them in Space Engineers 2, I believe, and they looked fantastic. I mean, pretty much everything looks better in Space Engineers 2, so that's not surprising. But, alright, I need to put... you know what? I need cargo access, and this would be a really easy way to do it, so I'm just going to cut through here, even though I said I wasn't going to. Let's see, ice just popped up. Is he on his way back or no? No, I gotta turn off his ore detector so it's not clogging up my screen. You know, you guys are giving me good ideas for Space Engineers 2 stuff. I am actually half tempted because I didn't play a lot of Space Engineers 2 before Survival. Like, I played it a handful of times, but I didn't really feel like designing stuff in creative. And so I didn't really play a lot before Survival. And so... hang on, I gotta think through what I'm doing here before I talk. But I'm half tempted to not play Survival yet and start actually just playing in creative and getting used to the mechanics. You know, getting used to the design aesthetics and everything. I don't think the Andromeda is happening. I don't think so. But I mean, you know, people have done like what's that one series that everybody has done? Now I'm blanking. It's on Amazon now. But anyway, the you know, they've done a lot of Star Trek. They've done a lot of Stargate. I was really actually one of the things that kind of drew me to this game is the fact that people were very much into Stargate, it seems. And there were so many mods and blueprints and everything for Stargate. And I was very happy to see that, because at the time that I got into Space Engineers, I was a very, very big Stargate fan. So, and I still am, for sure. It just hasn't been on TV for like 20 years, and so I haven't really been into it. I don't want to know if that stat is correct, because it may very well be. So, anyway, I'm taking a drink of water. If you all would consider liking the video while I do that, I would like you to like that very much. And if you'd like to get notified when I go live, please consider subscribing. So the weather we're having today is, it rained all day. The temperature here went up to about 50 degrees Fahrenheit, and it rained all day, and it's still, well, it was raining, and the temperature is now plummeting toward about 15 degrees. So it's currently 28 degrees. It's going to be 15 before it starts going back up again. And my phone, the weather widget, just switched from raining to snowing. So that's where we're at. We can workshop that like or die thing. I think there's probably a middle ground somewhere. I will also say that I think I need another vodka for several reasons. Let's make... How many vodkas can I make? Probably a ton. Let's make like... Oh, no, wait. Hold on. 5. No, not 50. We could also cook up the rest of that insect meat, too. Alright, give me the vodka. Just give me one. For when I forget later. Alright, and I should probably make a nice shady spot to stand in. Very good. Is that helping? Yes. Was it raining before? No, it wasn't. Okay. Now we're the radiation's gonna go down on its own. So let's get rid of that. Let's put my windows in. Okay. I was helping somebody on Reddit the other day. Which way do I want to do this? We could do that way. Oh, I need girder. And they had a spot like this where they needed the window. They needed a window exactly like this. And they gave a screenshot and they're like, they don't have a window like this. And people were like, use the 1x1 sloped window. And he sends a screenshot and he's just like, which way do I put it? Like this way or this way? Like I can't figure out how to make it go the way you guys are saying. And I just like gently walked him through like, place it, put it on its side. Because other people had said, no, you just rotate it sideways. And he kept thinking like, what, this way, that way? So, some people are still very new to this game. And it's kind of cool to see, honestly, that I think the hype of Space Engineers 2 has brought people to this game when they realize, like, oh, Space Engineers 2 looks really cool, but it's an alpha. But we have something that's almost as good. Well, actually, in many ways better, but will be good. Alright. So that's all good. Do I want to weld up... Do I want to... Okay, let's weld up the outer edges here. I might do more window. I like to be able to see out of things, to see what's going on. Nah, you know what, let's not for now. Let's just give this the... let's see, I've got a bunch of that. I don't need you. Let's give me all this. Well, unfortunately for me, Reddit is the one social media that I still hang out on, and I am mostly for the most part, I am just a consumer of, like, news. Like, that's where I get news about various different, like, nerd things going on, programming stuff, you know, comic book stuff, Transformers, stuff like that. But I do hang out on the Space Engineers and the Skyrim mods forums and help people sometimes. Bonk. Okay. So that's good. Let me get a little bit of the underside. Actually, let me get a little bit more material here. I am out of steel plate. I might have to make more steel plate. Yeah, you very much have to curate your feed. I still get recommended tons and tons of subreddits where I'm like, I cannot even see this scroll past me because it's depressing, or it pulls me in too much or something like that. I will say, for a little bit, it started recommending me the Mandela Effect subreddit, and for a little while I was like, oh yeah, that's a fun psychological, phenomenon, basically. Like, I wonder what people are saying about that. And boy, it's basically a bunch of people who are mentally not in a very good state. And it is extremely depressing, and for my own mental health, I had to get myself out of there, because it is people who cannot come to grips with the fact that they have a bad memory, or things change over time. That was the worst one, was like people who could not comprehend that just things change over time, and so what you remembered from your childhood is not true anymore. But like that, for these people, it was easier to believe that the entire universe had shifted specifically for them, not for other people who remembered it differently, because that's the whole point. The entire reality shifted for them specifically, rather than think like, I have misremembered something. And it was a very, very, like, it was not, like, I felt very bad for everybody who frequented that subreddit. So. Like, there were people who would talk about the stuff that they would do to attempt to jump universes, which I get as a feeling. This universe sometimes kind of sucks, but, you know. The Mandela effect is very specifically like, for something to be a Mandela effect, it has to be affect a large percentage of the population. That's what makes it a Mandela effect. And these folks had invented the concept of the personal Mandela effect to explain why they, and only they, were the only ones who could not remember reality correctly. So, yeah. It's rough. It's rough out there.
Energy low.
All right. Didn't I say at some point I was going to add a second color to this base? So here's where I'm at with this. So I put this color in because it's easier for me to design in white, and then I threw the dusty skin on it so that, because it's kind of an orangey, dusty place and everything. So here's my question. I want to add more variation and more color. How do I not make it look like I am building an engineered coffee location? That's how I gotta pick some better colors, because the obvious colors, and I don't want to say he picked obvious colors, he picked the best colors for the orange planet, and I don't want to pick the same colors, because I'm gonna have to pick subpar colors, is what I'm saying. Pick 4 colors. We could do that. I mean, I like blue. I could probably put some blue in it. I'm not saying EC is lazy. I'm just saying that we don't have a quote feature yet, so I can say things like that. Alright, I'm just doing this. Actually, do I want to do... Yeah, I want to do this outer layer. And then the rest we're going to cut out and turn into floor. Yeah, I think it might be time for that goat script. I would probably have to run it on the ship, though, because the ship is where all the stuff is. And I don't know how that script works across, like, subgrids. And I don't feel like spending the time to figure it out. I'm really sad that I missed Rev stream, and I have not. This has been a absolutely crazy week for me. I have not been able to go back and rewatch it. And I'm sad that I apparently missed something very cool, very fun. I like that. I like that thing that he does with the mystery word. Although I think Chad kind of forced that on him, but I like how he does like the challenges with his wheel and stuff, and then he has to do the, you know, he has to have a punishment for failing the challenge and stuff. Man, I'm gonna have to really go back and watch it because now I'm getting a big old FOMO. Ah, didn't fall in that hole. Oh, I could just cut this whole thing out and let it hit the ground, huh? That I don't have to worry about. No, this planet has no O2. If it did, and I could just pull it in from with a vent, I would do that. But there's zero oxygen in the atmosphere. It's got I mean, there's a massive ice lake next door. It's not like I couldn't get more oxygen pretty easily. I just I don't want to have to feel like I'm, you know, wasting air. You know, like I grew up in a barn or something, and you know, you're not oxygenizing the neighborhood or whatever. You know, there's kids in China who don't have air, you know, I don't know, whatever my parents used to say when I was a kid. Seriously, that's why I need floor. All right, what sort of pattern do I want to do? Do I want to kind of mark off some areas with, let's see, I always use should probably use these big things to save some stuff, but I usually use these floor edges to mark stuff, but I've also got, so we've also got these yellow ones we could do just to kind of mark off, like, you know, zones or something like that. So we could do one, actually, does this work out really well? 1, 2, 3, no, it doesn't. We could go around the edge, and then we could do something down the middle. Well, actually, maybe. Well, let's see. If we do the floor passage down the middle, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with growing up in a barn. I'm just saying that that's what parents used to say when I was little, and they'd be like, you know, if I left a door open or something, they'd be like, "What, were you raised in a barn?" Because I would, you know, usually leave the barn door open most of the time. Ow. Okay, so if I did that, and then we did... Oh, I should go get that unknown signal. Let's see, what does this floor have on it? Is this the one that has the, like, rounded rectangle on it? I can barely see. I think so. And then the other side has... The other side has that. Ooh. Yeah. Okay, good. So we're going to do that. And that. And then, what's the rest of this place look like? We do that and that. Before it hits the ground. Oh, darn. Okay. Yeah, then I think we'll be good. And then we'll just fill the rest up with the little blocks. All right, let me grab some... That's still falling. I don't want to forget that. I was going to grab some hydrogen.
Meteors inbound.
Wrong button. Alright, I'm going to wait for that to get... Oh, we're actually shooting this time. Okay, was that it? And we're getting some... radiation again. Let's see. Now, slight problem is that I have a thing coming in there. Actually, you know what I think I'm going to do is change this here so that it points down, and then do what I've done for the other rooms and just have like the piping running underneath the floor. I was going to cover up all that nonsense over there with something. I decided not to. Yeah. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Can I hide in here for a second? Get that radiation down, then I'm going to go get that unknown signal. I'm really hoping that we get... I'm really hoping that there is... What's the thing I'm... Vegetable? Is that the thing I'm missing? Oh, here, let's... Hold on. How are you doing? Are you digging giant holes and not getting down to the gold? Oh no, you're getting through the gold. Okay. It just takes a very, very long time to get there, that's all. Are you full of gold at the moment? You've got gold in you. Alright, I'm going to let this thing keep going for a bit. Thank you. I hope nobody's crashed out here to shoot at me. Alright. What have we got? What? No, I don't want to... I want to push the button. There we go. Nope. I was waiting for that thing to pop up and it didn't. This thing has an ore detector on it. Oh, an anti-radiation med kit. That's good. I could use that on the way back, maybe. Yeah. Just drag this thing back with me.
Inventory full.
No, alright. Which way is home? That way? That way. I know. I wanted the cockroach to be the... Or just the roach. Sorry. I wanted the roach to be the scout ship so I could just drive out to these things, and that it turned out to be way too small for that. I really do need to build like a... That's the next thing is fighter slash just scout ship, you know, fly out to things vehicle. I might, if this all wasn't held up by this one block, I think I might replace that one slightly with something else. We'll get some other stuff strung up here first. The drop ship I built at the asteroid base last year. What did I build at the asteroid base last year? Last year was Distant Stars. I was not on an asteroid base. Are you talking about the one in Designated Survivors or the one in the... I don't know which dropship you're talking about, to be honest. The cargo elevator? Oh, Rumble Strip, your sense of time. That was like 2 or almost 3 years ago. That was the drop ship was a vehicle. It was a wheeled vehicle. What was it called? What was it called? Oh, I've got so many cargo elevator, Carolina Reaper, the big old platypus, Calypso, Carolina Reaper, Crosscut, the Deinonychus. That's the one that's based on the Raptor there. Deployable miner prototype. I wonder what that was. Dig 'em. Docking platform, dromedary, Shadow Raptor, Terra Venture, Eagle 5. Oh, blueprinted an entire base. The Gatling ship, the Go-Getters, the Green Machine. There's the Green Machine. The Graceful Exit. That was the ship I made in my very first series. The Habanero Fighter, the Hellhole. Feel like we're getting close to it. Well, the original one, you know, I might have to just go back and watch the series because I don't even remember what the... I remember after the Fever Dream, we just like strapped it to a jump drive that had thrusters, basically. Okay, let me see. That's holding that up. All right. So I want that there. And then for the floor passage, I want this one, I think. No, I don't want that one. How's this gonna look? I want the one that yeah, that one. There we go. Okay. Oh, you're talking about that? Oh, you are. You're literally talking about the jump drive with thrusters. Okay. Well, I mean, that would... I'm getting a bunch of gold eventually back here, so, I mean, we could do it. Alright, how do I want this to look? If I do passages all the way around like this... So then we get these little corners here, and I don't know that I like that. Maybe I should flip those things around to not have the corners, because then I could do this, and we'll just have like little walkways around. Do I want something different in front of this door? I don't. I'd have to go... I remember what you're talking about, but I don't... I remember building it. But I don't remember what it was. Do I have... Is there a thing that works for... like a... like... No, I guess it would have to be on the passage. This thing, that's what I'm looking for. That's what we would want there. There. Yeah, I think I'm going to flip these.
Inventory full.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it did have some weapons on it. Are we talking about the wheeled vehicle? The one that was designed with, like, the self-repairing decoys for the lightning that was still couldn't self-repair fast enough to make up for the ridiculous amounts of lightning? Floor passage. There we go. Alright, now this one... We're stuck on that side. This one... needs to change to that. The one before the Fever Dream that had the stuff to get you... Yeah, I'm going to have to go back and rewatch my own series. I don't even remember. Let me go stand in the thing again. Let's scroll up from the bottom and see. So these are the ones that I'm, like, subscribed to. This was a ridiculous... This is a small grid chip. It was ridiculous. There's that one. Okay, we got to get past all the ISLs. Definitely something in there we could use. There's your ship, Rumble Strip. Got all these things. The Zap Happy. The Zap Happy? No, that was a different thing. Wrong Turn, that was my starter ship. The Welcome Wagon. Welcome Wagon. That's from Distant Stars. There's Vanessa. The Weather Station Utopia. The Triton ship. My Trek. My Tomahawk. The Titan there. The Yellow Dart. The Welcome Wagon. The Welcome Wagon.
Energy
What was
low.
the Welcome Wagon? Was that from... That was from Distant Stars, I think. There's the Roach. The Hot Zone was the entire base. Static Grid 1015. I don't remember what that was. Starship Eternia. That was a good ship. That was a good ship. There's my Stargate base in different colors. My stuff retrieval vehicle. That was actually really good. I should use that again at some point. Space Station Aurora is the very first large grid space station I ever built in this game. You can see it kind of sucks. Space Cowboy. I have no idea what that is, and there's no thing there. There's my printer. Small grid, small grid. Small grid, small grid, small grid, small grid. Could be this. No, that's my drone. Small grid. The Skyrider is a plane. The SG-1 does not stand for what you think it stands for, but I don't remember what it stands for. Scavenger, safe zone, the Ram, the Quarry Miner, my old Quarry Miner. My self-building passenger tram, that was a good one. The Odyssey, that was from some series. What was the Odyssey from? There's the... Yep, that's based. That's one of those. This is the thing that none of gave me. The Nova. The Neon Dreams. That was a good one. That was for playing with water. It was like a boat. Alright, all the multi-tools. Moonlight Base. The Moon Knight. The Mirage. Mirage wasn't it. Moon Base. I'm about to run out of power, aren't I? Mako Trailer. The Mackinac. Lightning Defense Test. The Crate. Kamikaze Swarm Drone. Oh, these drones are very cool. The Jazzy Jeff. I think we talked about that one. The Iliad wasn't. Oh, the Iliad was after the Odyssey. That's right. I did it backwards. The Ice Troll. The Icarus? No. Helicopter. The Hellhole. Now we're back up to the top. I don't remember what it was called. But, hello, Game Dork. We just went down a rabbit hole. I don't know. Somebody go ask Chat GPT or something to watch all of my streams and tell me what the name of that video was. That's a good use for a chatbot, I think. I don't honestly even remember why we started talking about this. I think it was because we said I should make some sort of a scout ship. Yeah, no, there are no Volsung Industries things in there. And I'll tell you why. Because I have not subscribed to a... I haven't subscribed to any blueprints since well before I knew who you were. So, don't take it personally. I should, though. I should go subscribe to a bunch of your stuff. because I should throw it into my rotation. But floor passage, and you know, what's the? Am I in the shade here? I think so. Do we have a? Do I have an extra unused on the Titan? Oh, beautiful. All right, this is going to be the goat. I'm probably going to have to go over there and set up a screen, aren't I? Yeah, why don't I go? Why don't I fly over to the Titan and I don't even use the ISL stuff as much as I used to anymore. That was just like my go-to stuff, but because I went back and watched a lot of your old commercials and stuff, and the stuff is very good. So it's every so often I need a thing and I don't feel like designing it. Ah, my foot fell asleep. So, and honestly, I've been doing the ISL stuff for so long that maybe it is a good idea to get some more stuff in the rotation, but that's not something I'm going to do right now. Right now, I'm going to wonder why those stairs are the wrong color, and then I'm not going to look at it. Why did I walk in here? I was going to set up a screen. We're going to make the thing work here. The goat. Is it... There it is. I was wondering if it actually had goat in the name or not. There we go. Alright. Oh, now I don't remember how you work this thing. Hold on. If we go to... Was it custom data? I don't remember what you put on the name of the screen. Also, I don't even know where this programmable block is. I think the programmable block shows you a tutorial, but I have to put like an LCD somewhere, so give me a second. Let's put a... let's just throw one of these up. Right there. Nope. It's free to subscribe to things still, right? So I could subscribe to things even if I never use them. Now, I'm going to have to go over here and actually just look up Space Engineers GOAT inventory and figure out what I'm supposed to just put on the initial screen. Click Browse Scripts, click OK. The script will prompt you to build an LCD with LCD, wide LCD. Okay, so bang, status, screen. We call exclamation mark a bang when we're programming. LCD. Alright. Now what? You know what? That programmable block is not turned on, is it? That would help. There we go. Goat sorter. Hello, and again, welcome to the goat. It looks like your grid doesn't have cargo for ores. Please add. Yep, and then we need an auto crafting screen. I guess I will put it somewhere. I did, but all of the... Timmy, I did build a programmable block in the thing, but all of the refinery and assemblers are on the ship, so it makes more sense to just run it on the ship. For the time being, we could always change it later. So, I think I'm going to put the other one just like right here off to the side. This will be the auto crafting one. Then I just need to designate some cargo. And we're good to go. I'm not paying attention because I'm reading chat. Alright. Then this one is auto crat. Did I spell that wrong? I was so sure that I spelled that correctly. There we go. Okay. Pick it up. Auto. Oh, do I have to give it a capital C? Auto crafting? Yes. Yes, I do. Alright. Highest contrast so I can see. There we go. And then, same deal with you. Goat. So I can tell what that is. Alright, so we need to decide what are the cargo that are on the Titan. So we've got ores and ingots already. That's the large one. Let's see. What does it say we're missing? Yeah, you can set a target quota for any... yeah, I know. We'll get to that. I don't remember what all the other categories are, though. So, scroll on by here, buddy. Okay, fine. Let's set some construction components. We probably want, like, I don't know, 500 construction components. Let's just set all of these. Bulletproof glass we probably don't need a whole lot of. We have a ton of. Let's get a bunch of those. Detectors we don't need a lot of. Girders, let's say 200. Interior plates, let's say 5. Large tubes, they take up a lot of space, but it's okay. Motors, definitely want a lot of motors. I actually don't think we need that many metal grids. Let's do that. Radio components, not a lot. Small tubes, a little bit. A lot. Probably about that much. Thruster components, we have 800 somehow. Let's say we really only need like 300. Maybe I can get it to break some of that down. Cooked insect meat. Let's say I want at least 20 kelp crisps. I don't care. Ingots. I don't... Yeah, we need to have 0 ingots. In terms of your stuff, I don't care as much. Ammo. Let's see. Yeah, I don't care so much about the tools. Okay, is that enough? Are you good now? Okay. Okay. Alright, so miscellaneous tools, ammo, that's what we need. So we're probably going to need a second components pretty soon. So we'll just designate cargo. We'll just pick another one of these that's on here and make it components. And then we'll pick another one of these and make it tools, ammo, and miscellaneous. And then in this one we'll call it food and consumables. Did I miss any? Foods and ingredients. That's the other one we need. Foods, consumables, ingredients. Cool. So we will have everything centralized within the ship for now. It's got heavy armor and guns, so it's a little bit safer than the base at the moment, but then at some point we'll probably move everything over to the base once we get the base gets the ability to do some stuff. I don't really need that on, do I? Alright. Let's say, as long as I'm here, let's say artillery shells we want. So
Energy flow.
Let's say we want 20 of those. Auto cannons. 40. I don't know why I'm adding an extra 0. Let's say for these guys we need a lot of it, but let's say 150. Rifle magazines, let's just say 10. Angle grinder 0, 0. Drill 1. I don't need a pistol. Could probably get rid of the one we have. Hand drill 1. Why aren't I using better tools? That's a good question. Why aren't I using better tools? I should have the stuff to make... Yeah, I have the stuff to make everything. So, let's see. We need one of those. One of those. And grinder. I can't make the grinder because I need an enhanced grinder, which I have on me. Hold on. Getting distracted again. Wait a minute. Wait. I have the best. It just doesn't know I have the best. So, let's do this. And let it figure that out. And then I'll take them back out, because then I can auto-craft. I can auto-craft the heck out of them. There we go. So we could say I always want 1 welder 3, 1 drill 3, and 1 angle grinder 3. It's supposed to be smart enough to be able to make the previous ones. That's part of the goal of this thing. How come the... oh, this was the conversation that you were having with TechCoder or somebody about, like, the blueprints aren't showing up in here for your modded foods, your modded recipes. That's interesting. Did you guys ever make any headway on that? If you're still hanging out? Can I get this thing to disassemble things that I want? Yeah, I figured it was something on their end. That's what it sounded like, but I didn't know if you'd done anything else with it. Is there a way to tell... Oh, yeah, there is. Okay, craft, disassemble items. 1 assembler set to disassemble. Make sure you have at least 1 assembler set to disassemble. Why can't you set it to disassemble? Yeah, no, I think I liked Izzy's script better, but this definitely has a nicer interface. Okay, good enough. I got my tools back. Now we should be making a ton of stuff, and the sun is going down, which means I won't have to worry about radiation for a bit. So this is looking good over here. We kind of go around, we go around. What is this middle section going to look like between the two? Let's see. We want probably... the one that looks like this. Ah, look at them all nice and sorted. Why don't you give me a bunch of... Actually, I don't even need that. You could take that. Yep, okay. I like where this is going. Alright, so... Over here, though... I think I'm going to have to change up how this one works. This weather? Is there weather happening? Am I about to get hit with Deborah? Alright, we'll fix that part up later. After I can kind of see what's going on. Then... Boy, there's... This is probably really boring for all of you, but there's something really nice about these floor blocks and making actual nice looking floors. And I know like there's only so many patterns you could do, but I just really like it. I should use the yellow line a little bit more, but I like the gray. I'm click on the wrong thing. I like the gray lines. Hey, guess who's finally coming back with the gold? I wonder how much gold he brought back. Let's see. When he... Uh-huh. Yep. There we go. How much gold did we get? Oh, a really good amount. As far as gold goes. Okay. I was out. He was out there for a pretty long time. I don't know how much gold we're gonna need. So I'm just, and I think we're good on everything else. So I'm just gonna let him keep doing gold for a while. And we'll go from there. So let's see. That's still holding that up. Let's go around the rest of this here. Probably, I got some. Okay. So, same deal with you. Do that. And then we'll get a corner in there. Yeah. This doesn't seem to be the kind of storm that hits you with debris, so that's good. Of course. Right when I said it. I'm probably going to have to go in and heal up by the time this is done. Do you remember what that... Did I say what that thing was called? In the... Which ones was I doing here? I don't even remember what it was called. It was like my main vehicle for the first couple of episodes. Until we eventually just parked it in the tunnel and that was it. Oh, I guess I... This is coming along pretty well. I'm going to have to probably go inside, heal up a little bit, and take a drink of water in a minute here. Let me just finish going around these two sides here. Oh, I didn't flip these guys over. Okay. Okay, almost done. I'm not going to do the middle... Actually, no, I can do these three. Then I got to figure out how those ones are going to look. Yeah, we definitely need to go indoors for a moment. Okay, then we'll figure those out. There we go. Oh, actually, no. The survival kit is on the ship. I did not put like a medical bay anywhere in here, did I? I should do that. Right? No med bay? Yeah. Alright, we're gonna have to run over to the Titan real quick. Oh, I know I definitely blueprinted it. I just don't remember what the blueprint was called. Here we go. Healing back up. Let's see what sorts of meals we could get here too while I'm at it. We can make a frontier stew. We could make a mash effect bomb. That's only 20%. Oh, why don't we make a frontier stew? That'll give me... Yeah, let's do a frontier stew. That'll fill me up. I'm not even... I could be even lower before it's a problem, but... The Dune Strider. That's right. Okay, let's... What was... Duke. Type my own name here. Why do I have caps lock on? The Dune Strider. There it was. And then we updated it after we had built out. So it wasn't an asteroid. It was the... Well, I guess I did build it at the asteroid, yeah. That's actually... Now that you brought that up, that might be a good thing to have as a wheeled vehicle, because we could pretty easily put some thrusters on it. Some upward thrusters to... Actually, I wonder if it already did. I wonder if it already did have upward thrusters. Alright, we'll think about that. We'll take a look at it. I don't have the ability to show it on screen at all, but... Where's my food? That's a good idea. Yeah, the shit went sideways. Oh, pardon my French there. Went sideways on Helgen from episode 0, because we landed on Helgen at the last episode of the series before it, and yeah, from the very beginning it was a problem. So, yeah, it did have thrust in all directions. Okay, Rumblestrip, you're onto something here. You definitely are. We might be bringing back the old Dune Strider. What was that thing called? It was a stew? Why do I still have caps lock on? Stew. Meal pack banana beef. Oh, wonder what that is. Let me eat that instead and see. What does that give me? We don't know what the fill value is. But it's looking like it'll tide me over for a while. It is a beef, so... Yeah, so that was, for those of you who weren't around for the Helgen series, that was that banana beef was really good. I am stuffed. The Helgen planet has frequent and intense lightning storms, and I happened to land during one of them. And we knew this because, we knew this was going to happen, which is why the vehicle was built with a self-repairing decoy system. And the problem was that the lightning was so frequent that it overwhelmed the decoy system, and I quickly ran out of components and stuff, and so we had to just kind of power through it and then hurry up and dig a tunnel to hide in to save ourselves from the lightning, and then go from there. It was a pretty fun series, to be honest. And then the MES mods that led to that one faction attacking me constantly, that was a good time. Yeah, there's the planet from Killzone. Yeah. I'm taking a drink of water, and I completely forgot to say. If you all would consider, if you haven't already, liking the stream, that would be great. And if you'd like to get notified when I go live, please consider subscribing if you have not already done so. Okay. Good times. Like or die. I mean, honestly, we all will die eventually. Wouldn't you like to have said, when you get to the pearly gates, that you liked this particular stream? I don't know. Maybe. Okay, so in the middle here, we're going to put... Oh, maybe I'll put the yellow stripe in the middle. Yeah, just to get a little variety going. Oh, we could do that. We could do that. I gotta figure out what I'm doing right there. So if we do that... Yeah, maybe before I do that, I should figure out what I'm doing about this middle section here. So if I weld this up, it's just a straight line and it's going to do a weird thing. So I think what I want here is the floor passage, but the, like, this. I think that's all I need. Folks, if you are falling asleep to the stream, feel free to head out. Okay? The whole stream is designed to lull everybody to sleep. That's the secret truth of the stream, so feel free to head to bed. Is this going to look the way I think it's going to look? Let's see. You know, actually, it's weird. Well, I don't like that. Do I like this at the end there? No, I don't think so. There we go. Yep, totally understand. I know it's really late for people. I stream late because I wait till after my kids are asleep. Even though you know, it's not like they would bother me. Is the thing. They would be like coming in and asking me questions and stuff and probably bothering me on purpose, and actually, honestly, probably being in chat and bothering everybody. But, you know, it is what it is. They're bugging me to do another Minecraft stream, so I might do. I'm probably gonna do that in the next week or two. Another family Minecraft stream, which was a lot of fun. This time we'll have my daughter wants in on it, so we'll get both of them on here. And it'll be utter chaos like the last time. So alright. I love how the clear night sky looks on this planet. So nice. Who's flying over? Oh yeah, okay. Alright. Let's see. I want to tell Gigi's order. Oh. Your ore detector is off. Why was I getting ore signals when you were flying around? Oh, it'll turn back on when he flies away. That's right. That's how the thing works. Hey, Brian. Good morning. Everybody else is talking about how tired they are here. Welcome to the stream. Let's see. Okay, so let's keep going with the walls and the doors here and everything. I don't know that Dune Strider is going to be a good vehicle to attack the stronghold over there. I think we need an agile fighter that has some long-range capabilities to help take out stuff. And it looks like we're still working on making steel plate here. How are we doing on that? Do I have to tell it to make? Because it's not making these. I guess that script is not as good as I had heard in terms of correctly interpreting the recipes and needing to build other things to build other things. So, yeah. So you're exactly right. Dune Strider will be for scouting, and then we'll have to build something else for attacking. So I think the attacking is what we will be trying to do sooner rather than later, because that having the red on my HUD all the time makes me a little bit blind to when a second one pops up. You know, because sometimes there's like the salvage drones and stuff that go by. So I would like to clear that stronghold. So, what about an ornithopter? I feel like that's a very cool challenge, but if I'm going into combat, I probably don't want rapidly oscillating subgrids on my attack craft, is my thinking there. But maybe there's a better way to do it than how I'm thinking in my brain, where I typically do most of my thinking. Alright, how big do we want the roof hangar to be? If we did it there, we're talking like, so that's 3, 1, 2, 3, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think it would have to be bigger than that. So I think maybe 7 across. So that would be the opening space for the hangar, just in case. Did we make something really big? The ornithopter idea is something I might do in an episode of Stellar Garage at some point. So Stellar Garage, if you guys didn't know, was it's the series that I do as needed. No, Siri, I'm not talking to you. Every time I say that. It's the show that I do on occasion when I need to design something in creative mode. And so then I'll switch over to the Stellar Garage and we'll do creative mode designing. So, but yeah, that actually would be pretty fun. I think it would be pretty fun if if we could somehow make the oscillating subgrids work with, like, actually work. Like, I know it's not going to produce lift, but yeah, if we could, I think we'd probably have to do some programmable blocking, but what hangar doors do I want to use? Do I want to use the old kind? See, the new kind is nice because it is new and fresh and cool, but the old kind has more character to it, I feel. I think I'm kind of thinking the old kind. I don't know. Let me plop it in the bar here and let's see. So we could do that. This is one of the few where I was happy that we finally got some variance to it, because sometimes the original aesthetic is not what you want, but the original aesthetic
Meteors inbound.
is pretty good. I think I might go with the original one.
Energy low.
I should use the vector script on something. The vector control script. I have used it before on builds. Okay, good. They're not coming too close. Oh, and there's some bugs. Oh, I thought we were done with those. Is that something hitting the base? And here comes some weather. Very rapid weather coming on. Jeez. Alright, now do I want this roof to look any different before I start welding it up? I think I'm going to want some, like, variation in the the way that this is held on. So, like, we'll do that, and then maybe here we do something more like this. Just to give it a little variation which is the word that I just said. We'll probably do, I guess we could leave it like that on the inside, or we could do something like this, or we could throw in some beams. I think maybe it would look better holding it up like that. So we'll probably do something like that, and then we could maybe just kind of keep on with that pattern for a bit.
Energy critical.
I should probably do something about that. We're not doing the mystery word. Okay. You don't all get to be little Chads, alright? No offense to Chad, of course. Alright, so I can't go further than that at the moment, but now I can. So I'm going to go like that. Except, now we have come to the end where I need to get that side to attach to this side. You know, honestly, I think something like an A-wing spiritually is the correct way to go. Something that is just a low-profile, fast, you know, guns pointed forward kind of a deal. And, yeah, something like that. Have a good one, I appreciate having you on the stream. Sleep well. Alright, how am I gonna connect this into that? So we could take that out and we could try. I guess it doesn't really technically have to properly, you know, connect. It could just kind of be an overhang. You know, we could do something like something. Do something like something. So this would, if I had something to attach it to, let's pretend that I do. So that works fine like that. So it's really just this corner I'd have to figure out, which could be pretty easily figured out here. I feel like I made this more complicated than it needs to be. Now we've got that there. Maybe we should make more of this corner window so that I don't have to have full blocks. You know, because I could do this block like that, and then it's nice and smooth from the outside. Yeah, smooth-ish. I guess we could make this a corner as well, and then this gets a little bit nicer. Is it nicer from the inside? It doesn't matter from the inside. Yeah. Oh, hello. How'd you get in here? So, yeah, why don't we try that? Get rid of that. Yeah, there's an armored panel that fits too. But if I can throw a window there, then I could see. And I don't have walls. I don't have windows in these walls. So. But yeah, that is an option. Like, if we can't think of a better thing to do, then we'll just throw an armor panel up there. And we'll have to figure out what to do with this. Maybe this will be like a row of armor panel or something like that. But if we do that there, and Let's see. So many options that I don't like. So many options that I don't like. So where's my windows at? I got rid of them. Give me the 1x1 windows. So if we did a 1x1 face in your face. So if we did like that there, what would we do to connect this up? I don't know that I like how this... I might... kind of thinking maybe just this whole top section is wrong. Right here. If I'm going with the same pattern as over there, then we're looking at something more like this right here. And then... I guess this and yeah, okay. So actually we could go, if I really wanted to get kind of nice with the windows. Hang on. I think, yeah, I might run the windows. Like, if you, Timmy, are you saying like along this edge? Because I'm thinking I might do that. That might be a good idea. We could also do windows along here in these in between spots. That might work okay. I mean, it'd be weird because the wall, I don't know why there's a door in the way. The wall would be a little bit recessed up here, and then you would have like window going up, and then there'd be a lip, but that's an option. I'm thinking for now we could do something like this. Let's see, there is a way to do this, isn't there? Or don't have the right things to connect to. Is there yeah, inverted, that's what I need. There we go, so we could do that. And then put just a, oh, so we could do one, we could just keep going up with it. Like that. There we go. So there we go. So now we got a window corner. Weird looking thing. How weird does this look? I'm curious how this looks if we weld this all up as a weird corner here. Does it just feel like a stack of windows? Because if it does, yeah, actually, I think that'll be good. And then we could do windows kind of across there. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. And I'm thinking I might do that. I might do the windows in between here. Actually, we could even do them... Hang on. We could put the windows like here. Right? Now, is that going to hold up? I think that might work. This way. But yeah, that might work. And then if we took those out... So, what I'm wondering is, could we do... the beams, like, where the... I think that would be here and here. That's where the struts are. Right? And then put the windows like this. Now, see, then they don't match up with what I did over here. That's the problem. Well, maybe they don't have to, because we would go thing there, and then it's like there's our inset window. It's very inset compared to the rest of it, which means we could make this a little bit less stark if we wanted to, of a thing. But we could also then take this whole thing. Oh, did you see that? What is that? Oh, there's a bug in the ground. Oh, please come out of the ground before you use up all my ammo. Man. Okay, hang on. This is actually I think... these new turrets need to not shoot characters. That's the thing. Then they'll be okay. Alright, so, we could then take this. I'm going to hate myself for doing this. Hang on. So, that's there. We'd be looking at going... let's see, would we go like that and then like that? Did I do those the wrong way? Did I do these the... Oh, I think I did. Yeah, I wanted the other side to be facing out, but that's good. So we could do it like that and then do it around. That'll be okay. Let me flip these around. So this will be good. We're not trying to make it airtight. It might still be airtight. I actually don't know. But we're not trying to make it airtight. So then I might change this structure up a little bit as well. Just so it's not so like starkly, you know, straight up and then, you know, 90 degree over kind of deal. There we go. Then we can get rid of this and that, and we'll probably be doing... we'll do some actual supports, but then we could do window across that. I like this idea. Yeah, no, I mean, I'm talking about it being airtight, but I'm not planning on ever filling it with air, so... I hope those things... Are these things still attached? I hope so. I think the windows are holding them up. So I'm going to do, instead, going to round them out a little bit with these. There we go. Yeah, I think that'll work. And then we could also use these same lines to go to the ground for support, since this whole thing is hovering right now. But I like that. Let's weld a bunch of this up. What do I have all over me here? A bunch of things. Okay. Let's weld this up and see how it looks, and then we'll work on the other side, figuring out the other side a bit. You know, the thing is like, it's not going to get me out of... It's not going to get me out of, like, the elements. Like, with it being... Like, if there was a toxic haze here, which there isn't, thankfully, I would still be susceptible to it inside of this room, even if it's... You know, if it's not airtight, I would still be susceptible. But on this place, there's nothing like that. This would protect me from the solar radiation... And it would protect me from... I guess that's really it. That's the only thing. So... Protect me from the elements of surprise. From the bad guys. I'm just gonna grab a bunch of steel. What do I have on me? I have some. Cool, let's weld this up. Yeah, I think that'll be good. Then we'll do some window over here, and we'll adjust some of this so it follows the same kind of pattern to look like there's some support going on. I like it. I think someone's going to have to remind me or inform me, but I think I'm protected from dust just by being behind a wall. I think. I'm not 100% positive that that is the case. This planet is not modded at all. This is just straight up vanilla Titan.
Energy low.
That's actually a good point, Rumblestrip. We could, if we close all the doors, the room will be airtight, theoretically. Just won't have air in it, which is also fine. So, yeah, it's a good point. I am pretty sure debris is stopped by the walls, because when I was saying, like, at least I'm not getting hit by debris, and then I, like, stepped out from behind a wall and immediately got hit by it. I didn't know if that was coincidence or, you know, because I had stepped out. That looks good. All right, I think we're going to get these doors, these hangar doors welded up, and then we'll probably call it a day here. Did I want to build that one? I think I did. Ah, and then this weather again. Always with the weather. We're gonna, at this rate, I am gonna run out of iron, and we'll have to get the miner to go get iron next time. If it's made it through the next hole, it's gonna come back with a good amount of gold, and it'll probably be enough for us. Gonna be a lot of trips back and forth. It always is. That's a good idea. I should do that. Let's actually do that. I always forget that this thing is a screen that you could use. Someone asked me about putting, because the farmhand script only works on certain blocks with certain screens, and they were asking me about, like, giving me a list of, could it work with this, could it work with this, and I'm looking into it, but, like, some of these, there's like 3 or 4 different ways that they implement screens on blocks, and, you know, the one that they were specifically asking about was jukeboxes. Well, it was the entertainment center, but, you know, I was looking into it, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to add the amount of, it would be like the same amount of code that implements all of the cockpits would be needed to implement the jukebox, and I'm just not sure that it's worth it. But if I could find a way to kind of optimize that a little bit better so that the same code is shared, maybe we could do it. It's just that they have done, oh, we're out of steel plates, aren't we? They've done screens so many different ways over the years, and even as close as like 2 years ago, they added another way that they do the screens on the blocks, and it's a lot. Oh, man. I guess I might need more than one assembler at some point, too, huh? Even though this one goes pretty fast. I think we might end up building a production facility as the next, as the final bit in the chain here. But for the time being, once we get all this done, I think we'll be caught up, and the ship can continue to function. So we could just kind of use this room for a bit, get some vehicles going, and then we'll talk about the next building. I don't know. I don't think it's that. I think it's because I'm withdrawing. I only told it to keep 1,000 in stock, and I'm withdrawing for each one of these. I'm withdrawing. So for all 7 of them, it's 350 times 7. I think I'm just overwhelming it with how quickly I'm withdrawing them. And I think it's not. It doesn't do as good of a job as Izzy on kind of prioritizing which things to put in the front of the queue. It seems like it just throws them in the queue, and then, yeah, that's it. So, I know that, see, it's way down here, and we could readjust that a little bit, but I know they're still working on it, and there's a lot of work that they still need to do, so I'm not, trying to get on their case or anything. It's a really good script. It just needs to continue to evolve. You can't expect every script to be perfect right out the gate, you know? I know as well as anybody, but yeah, I'm really sad. Izzy was really good. He was a good programmer, but he was also at least in my few brief interactions with him, he was a good developer to work with, in the sense of you could talk to him about bug reports and stuff, and good interactions, I would say. I definitely did have a moment where, because someone asked me way back at the beginning, they were like, could your farmhand script also manage the inventory of ordering up the seeds and everything, and just having a certain amount in stock and everything? And I was like, man, if I were to do that, I would have all of the underpinnings of an inventory manager, and it would be almost, I'm not going to say trivial, but almost trivial to just allow it to manage all of the inventory, because it's just well, if you could do it with a small subset of things, you could probably do it with all the things. So I did not. Oh, here comes the salvage carrier. I'm going to, no, actually, I take that back. I was going to say I'm going to bring the miner back in case we get attacked, but actually it's safer, and it's deep hole, so we'll let that thing go by, or I might just end the stream before it gets over here, and we'll deal with it next time. But at least we have a few more turrets this time. But this is the kind of thing where if it looks like it is coming this way, and it doesn't, it's already flying away. So we're good. But if it's, I would love to be able to, in order to protect the base, get into a fighter and at least, attack it and lure it away or something like that, I mean, I don't know how else you would do the research for the modded components. Just knowing, the script has no way... The programmable block has no way to just say, hey, give me a list of all of the blueprints in the game. There's no API for that. So, the only way to do it was to get some block on the grid has to be able to report that it knows about a blueprint, and then the script can pick it up. And so that's the reason it is the way it is. The programmable blocks they're almost elegant in the way that they can only interact with the world through other blocks. They have no way to measure the environment on their own without a block that is able to measure the environment. You can't tell what the atmosphere is like without a vent. You know, you can't tell what the... Like, you can measure wind speed, but you need a wind turbine. You can measure the sunlight, but you need a solar panel. You know, so it's nice that it's nice that the blocks exist that allow you to do it, and it's almost like you're building up like a sensor system, which is pretty cool. So, yeah, it's a little bit clunky to do it through the assembler with the tags and everything, but maybe there's an iteration of that that's a little bit nicer. But either way, I think that's pretty close to the only way that, that you could do it. So, DC, welcome to the stream. Is this the first stream that you've caught, or just the first one that I've seen you chatting in? But either way, I don't remember seeing you in chat here before. Welcome. You remember the first time you used Izzy's, and by that you mean subscribing to it on the workshop, refusing to read it, and then wondering why nothing felt... Yeah. Yeah, it does take a bit to kind of get caught up. So, oh, there's a scavenger drone. This thing launched drones at me, and then they landed too far away to do anything, because they're... Oh, this is going to be annoying. Now I've got a ton of red on the screen. The scavenger drones have... I hate when these things just randomly look at me. The scavenger drones have ions. And so, because it's really weird. It spawns high enough up in space, because this is a moon, that the ions are able to hold it up, and then it spawns these things which fly at me and basically just kamikaze into the ground. So I'm going to have to... I don't know how long they're going to survive there like that, but I'll probably have to fly out there at some point and disable them. Well, DC, you made it to the stream, unfortunately, very close to the end of the stream. I'm going to be finishing up as soon as I finish welding up these things, and then, which might actually take some time, because we're running out of steel plate here. So, there we go. Now we need a little bit more, but now we've got a hangar door. Which one was the one that I was welding up here? It was one of the end ones, wasn't it? Yeah, there we go. Okay. All right. There's a possibility that I might just admin delete those things. I always feel, because they're just useless sitting over there, and I get a little platinum out of the ions, and I just feel like it's almost like cheating having it hand deliver these things to me. So I might just admin delete these and not tell you guys. But I do love the that my stream is just at an awkward time for everybody and not just some people. It's awkward for everybody, which, I like. It's, people across the pond are waking up early to catch the stream.
Energy low.
People in the States are falling asleep. What did I tell you? I didn't tell you nothing. You didn't hear me. You didn't hear me say nothing. So anyway, this is going to be our big old hangar door for hopefully getting ships in and out of here, small grid ships. Next time, we will continue building the roof. We'll get the other side done. We'll make this side look like that side. And then this building will be mostly done. We'll put some legs on it and everything. But the real question is, when am I going to stream this series again? And the answer is, I don't know, because the holidays are coming up. And it's going to kind of... them being on my usual stream days are going to mess things up a little bit. But also, I'm not going to have work, so I'm probably going to stream on random other days of the week. So I've got a Space Engineers 2 stream set for Monday. Well, we'll be doing Designated Survivors on Sunday, so there will be that. DNA already told me he's going to be good. He's kind of crazy about it, though, because he's, like, flying back from seeing family that day, and he's like, yeah, I'll be home just before the stream starts. And I'm like, you don't have to do it. And he's like, yeah, I'll do it. So, we should be doing Designated Survivors on Sunday. He'll probably be jet-lagged. And then Monday will be Space Engineers 2. Survival mode, of course, and I'll try to pick up where I left off from the last time I did that. And then, oh man, dropping warheads with the vulture bike. If we could launch warheads out the front of it, that would be awesome. You got me thinking about that rumble strip. I'm gonna have to think about that. But anyway, you got me distracted again. We will probably do something else, maybe like Wednesday or Friday or something. I'll figure it out. Just check the channel for the schedule, and I'll try to keep it up to date as soon as I know what I'm doing. And you know, join the Discord. Iron Engineer Coffee get Discord where I hang out now, and you'll see the notifications when I go live about stuff. Also, consider subscribing if you would like to get notified when I go live. And please throw a like on that video if you have not done so already. I would appreciate it. And next time, we will finish the hangar. Thanks a lot, everybody. Hope you have a good rest of your week. Take care.